All right, my friends, it's time for some piano. There we go, and there we go. Hello. I'm so excited. This is going to be a great lesson. I know. I have a lot of students that watch my lessons that are gamers, okay? So we're talking about like classic gamers that are perhaps my age. I am a millennial, maybe what you would call an elder millennial. So I remember games like Legend of Zelda and classic Mario Brothers and things like that, right? So today's lesson was a special request from a gamer student of mine who was really wanting to hear and learn Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time from Zelda. Okay, Legend of Zelda. So that's today's lesson. It's so cool. I'm excited. All right, but before we get started, I need you to do some things for me. Like and share this video, okay? When you share this video, I promise you, it helps me so much because it reaches more piano learners that are looking for a teacher like me, right? I'm not your average teacher. I think you know that by now if you're subscribed to this channel. We have a lot of fun here, and if you make mistakes, fine, we roll with it, right? So if you know someone who would benefit from a teacher like me who's not gonna make you feel bad, go ahead and like and share, right? Don't forget to subscribe either. There it is. Boom, subscribe on YouTube in my favorite color, purple, 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 right? You can do that. That's not hard, right? Yes. All right. Go ahead and do that too. I also want to let you guys know I'm on a Discord server. I have a Discord server that my piano learning community is on. We have so much fun. We are a very positive community, right? People are all learning at different levels. It's a no judgment zone. We only care about motivating you to reach your piano goals, okay? We're not there to make you feel bad about anything at all, okay? I work with students with disabilities. I work with students of all ages and levels. It really doesn't matter. We would love to have you, okay? So check the link down below in the description. There is an invitation to join my server, okay? I want to see you there. Okay, and last but definitely not least, this is probably the most important one. I'm on Patreon. Okay, so this one's important, you guys, because things are going to start changing in a few months. So Patreon is the way that I make my living. Okay, so if I receive enough support on Patreon, which I feel matches the level of the quality of lessons that I'm giving you and the amount of lessons I'm giving you, it's going to be a great day for everybody, right? I need to meet some thresholds on Patreon before I begin releasing more and more lessons to the public, okay? So if you know you can spare a few dollars, right? $5, Frappuccino, you know? A Big Mac and fries, then you know you're helping keep this channel alive and accessible to all piano learners across the globe, okay? I really want to see you there. You also get patron-only lessons. That's like a huge deal, right? So if you like the way I teach, if you love it, sign up because you will get patron-only content that is not available to the public, okay? Let's do this. All right. Time to get to the fun stuff since we're done with all the business talk. So I've printed out my music. Of course, I tape it in my file folder. You know, one of these days I'm going to have to make these file folders a little more interesting. They're kind of boring right now. Maybe stickers or something. Yeah, okay, so Lost Woods, I went ahead and taped it inside of my file folder because that way I can label it, right, and find it later, right? I'm going to go ahead and put it right here on my piano. And let's take a look at this, okay? Now, there's a few things we need to talk about before we jump right in. Now, first glance of this song, I'm noticing something. We're beginning with the right hand on F, okay? So we would typically say, okay, well, if we're starting on an F and we have this theme going, maybe it's an F major. You would be wrong because there is no B flat in the key signature. Boom. If there's no B flat in the key signature, it's actually not an F major, okay? Even though it presents itself as being an F major, it is not, okay? So if those B's are natural, then it's not an F major, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is the tempo, okay? This says quarter note equals 140. That's like crazy fast, okay? I'm not going to play it that fast, and I'm not going to teach it that fast. That would be a mean thing to do. So we're going to make sure that we learn this at a tempo that is definitely doable for today. I will play it perhaps a teensy weensy bit faster when I present it hands together at the end of this lesson, but that goal tempo is something you can work towards yourself, okay? And if you need some extra help working on tempo, ask on Discord, okay? All right, let's jump right in. Oh, yes, 4/4 time. We know 4/4 time, right? We also have some really interesting dynamics, but we will talk about that once we've got the notes down, okay? Let's switch to piano view and let's start with the right hand, okay? Here we go. All right. So the right hand, like I mentioned before, begins on an F. La la la. There it is. So I'm going to put my thumb there on that F. And I'm going to go through here and play it very slowly, each note. Now, I'm not going to say my note names because this is a sort of an early intermediate level. We should know our note names by now, okay? But I will play it slowly so you can hear it, okay? Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go and F. E, D. Very good. D, E. 3 and 4 and F, A, B, E, D, B, C, E, C, G. Very good. 3 and 4 and D, C, B, E. Ready? Go. Thirds. Rest and rest. Back to D, E, F. Rest and rest. Three, 4, rest. 2, 3, and 4. Very nice. And then it repeats, right? So it goes over this theme quite a few times. Oops. Hello. Sometimes I get into it too much. I forgot to switch the camera, right? It happens. So looking here, you know, that right hand is really, really cool because there's all kinds of things that make it special, right? It does these like scale patterns going up with single notes. It does it in parallel thirds, right? It also has an interesting rhythm there at the measure 16 on the last line. That's the second measure of the last line. With that B, B, C. Perhaps it's like that. That makes more sense mathematically in my brain. So that first time I played it, it was a little bit too slow. So keep in mind those 16th syncopated notes, they're faster than you think they are. Okay, they were faster than I thought they were. Hello. All right, so right hand. We did pretty good with that. Let's talk a little bit about grace notes though. Okay, so looking at the first line. The first line, measure 4. Pardon my asthma. Measure 4, you'll see E and then a really small 8th note with a line through it, which is another E, and then a G, regular size 8th note. Okay, that E in between the big E and G, that's a grace note. So it's not going to take up any time, right? It's just going to be played very quickly in between. So it would sound something like this. Right? Right? It's not taking up time because we still have to play those 3 notes in the same amount of time as a pair of eighth notes. Okay? So keep that in mind as you're going through this, okay? That happens again at measure 8. Okay, second line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth line of the second fourth measure of the second line. Happens again. The notes this time are going to be G, D, D, E, right? So in between the last eighth note and the E dotted half note, there's another grace note D, okay? So that would sound something like this. Right? Yeah. Isolate those grace note little measures and you'll be able to increase your accuracy when it comes to the timing of those grace notes, okay? Don't let yourself be afraid of them. They're nothing. It's fluff. That's what grace notes are. It's fluff. So you're just adding some fluff. And you can do that. I like fluff. Fluff is good. Let's play the right hand section one more time all the way through, okay? Got this. Okay. All right, I got picture in picture. I'm going to try it. Woo-hoo. 1, 2. Bingo! Hello, friends. Hi. Okay, F, right hand. Okay, I'm actually going to put my finger 2 on this A instead, because that way I can be able to reach that B with my finger 3, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 2, and ready, and play. All right. Yeah, that was better, right? I think I did better on that last line. Now, the right hand's not too complicated. I mean, it's a typical melody of what's going on here for the video game. Now, the left hand gets a little interesting here, okay? At first glance, I would say it looks pretty simple. And it is, notes-wise. But when you start adding the tempo in, and it's pretty quick, that left hand can feel very overwhelming, okay? That's a very common feel. Especially when I was trying to learn this one, I was like, geez, this is like hopping around and super fast and staccato and just repetitive, lots of stuff, okay? Don't feel overwhelmed with this, okay? Remember, we're starting at a tempo that feels comfortable, and you learn it at a tempo that's comfortable, and then gradually you can start speeding it up as you are learning this piece, okay? Okay, so overall, like I said, the notes for the left hand are pretty simple. It's the tempo that gets it, okay? So I just said overall. Oh my gosh, it's like a broken record or something. Oh my gosh, anybody younger than 25 wouldn't know what a record is. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start at the beginning with the left hand, and I want you to notice if there's any patterns that you can find, okay? I'll ask you about those patterns after we play it. All right, let's try this. Okay. So my left hand, I'm going to put here on my F, below middle C, and it is a staccato, all right? And it follows that staccato pattern pretty consistently throughout the whole song. So let's see how this part sounds. I'm going to count off pretty slowly, okay? 1 and 2 and ready and go and. left hand, okay? Now, where it got really tricky is once you start at measure 9, where it has that ascending scale in the right hand, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B, E, right? That part. The left hand does a pattern of 2, like broken triads, 2, and then it goes down to G, right? So it does a D first, D triad. Then it does a G. That sounds like a V7, okay? So it's like that would be called G7, right? So if we're in C major, we would call that a G7. But notice the open fifth in between. Actually, that would be called tritone. Augmented fourth is what they call it. And then it goes into a C major chord. Then down to A minor. D, G, C, A, right? So that group of measures from measure 9 all the way to the end of measure 14 would be a perfect spot to build an ice cream cone. You're like, what? Okay, so my students who have been taking lessons from me like the past year and few months understand that when I talk about isolating a section, drilling it till you understand it, I call it something like build an ice cream cone or build a pizza or build a taco or something, right? Because each of those things is sequential. You add stuff to it, right? So if you're having an ice cream cone, which I'll pull it out right here. If you're building an ice cream cone, you have a cone, then you have a scoop, a scoop, a scoop. You can put some sprinkles on it. You can put some chocolate sauce. You can put a cherry. But that could be like 6 or 7 ingredients that you have. And that would mean that you're playing it 6 or 7 times until you really, really, really get that section solid, right? So I do things like that. I use a lot of imagery to help me get my point across when it comes to learning particular sections. Plus, it keeps it fun. Okay. So if you don't want to build a cupcake or an ice cream or a pizza or a taco, that's fine. You can just count your, draw tally marks or something boring. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If it helps you, you do it, okay? But I like to make it fun. So, like I said, measure 9 through 14. I would definitely drill that or build an ice cream cone, okay? So that's the left hand of this awesome song. Now I'm going to try to play this hands together slowly, okay? Don't push me. I don't want to play it too fast in the beginning because I know I'll just have a train wreck when it comes to that tricky spot between 9 and 14, okay? So let's go ahead and try this slowly. Here I am in piano view. I'll put my hands in position and I'll count off slowly. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. And then it repeats, right? it happens, you guys, okay? Don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake, right? You notice I kept going, right? So that's like the lesson here. If you make a mistake and you're playing for somebody or you're playing for like a recording like I'm doing for lesson, I don't want to like stop and say, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. Let me start back here at the beginning. No, like it's fine. People make mistakes. That's like the highlight of learning piano. You're going to be like covered in mistakes all the time. But it's how you recover from that mistake that matters the most, right? Don't let it get to you because it's only going to happen again. Maybe in a different spot, right? You just learn to roll with it, okay? You'll learn how to be much gentler to yourself and much more forgiving to yourself because mistakes are something that happen, like I said, in piano all the time, okay? I just know that I need to practice it a little bit more. That's it. Because I need to increase my confidence in that section, right? And that's fine. I'll work on it. So there is a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the Lost Woods theme. I'm going to attempt to play it a little bit faster. Don't hate me if it's like terrible, but whatever, it's fine. It's just trying. I mean, I know what I need to work on, right? Oh, I didn't mention dynamics. Let's talk about dynamics. Okay. So dynamics, we're starting with a mezzo piano, okay? And that goes all the way until you reach measure 10 on line 3. That's when you start changing. Oh, actually, no, measure 9. Then it crescendos into measure 10 mezzo forte. Then it diminuendos back to mezzo piano at measure 11. And then you'll notice that measure 12 is forte. Okay, that's going to be the climax. So what I did was I drew a box around it. All right, let me see if I can show you. La la la. Where's my box? There's my box. You see my box? Yes. Okay, you do the same. Draw a box. So you know that's going to be the loudest part of this whole song. Okay. Then it does this little diminuendo crescendo thing again. And then at measure 15, it's piano. And then it crescendos until the end, right? But it's not actually going to be crescendoing all the way to forte. It's just a mezzo forte, okay? Remember, measure 12 is where it has the loudest part of the piece, okay? Now, that's our dynamics chat. Let me try to play this one more time, okay? Let's see if I can do it. I don't know. Hey, I'm just trying. It's no big deal. Let's do it. All right. Here we go. There it is. I did okay. I did better than I thought I would. So I messed up a little bit, which, it happens. I recovered, but that's okay. I'm proud of myself. I did good. So I'm hoping that you can work towards that, okay? It's a nice tempo, but honestly, it's still not even at quarter note equals 140. That's fine. We will make our way up there if you even desire to go that fast, right? It could be something like this. I mean, I can't even do that. That's crazy. It's too quick. I like it how it is, something attainable and where I feel like proud of myself. So you should do the same. Well, I hope you enjoyed our lesson today. This was super fun. So I hope all my classic gamers, my elder millennials and Gen X friends and fam like really enjoyed that one. Again, if you have like requests and stuff like that, like I said, this was a request from a student. And I consider anybody who's learning piano from me my student. Okay. Now, if you want to communicate with me, hop on Discord. That's the way to do it, right? You can request a lesson to be taught. Some of them will be available to the public. Others will be patron only, right? So if you want to be a patron, that's going to get you like tons of stuff. There's the link again. That'll get you lots of things, right? I have conversations with you. We have special events. You get to meet some more patrons. It's really, really great. We have a very, very good time, right? And I do quarterly recitals on my YouTube channel. So if you want to be in one of our recital videos, playing one of your songs that you've learned, I'd love to have you. Okay? Very good. All right. I think I said everything. Did I say everything? Oh, no, I didn't. Subscribe! La! The almighty subscribing on YouTube. Make my dreams come true. You can do it, right? That's the easiest thing. All right. That's all I gotta say, which is crazy because usually I talk. You know this. All right, I will see you all later. I'll see you on Discord. I'll see you here on YouTube and for the next Learn With Me lesson, okay? Take care, my friends.